I think that the idea of this ABABACAD idea, the jazz style, improvised, intermittent, poetic expression, if you will, could be a good idea. Not sure exactly how it's going to be represented in the video format, especially because just the fact that it's in video, it's going to be difficult to portray that parts of it were improvised. I think especially if we're trying to give off the feeling that the whole thing is kind of free-flowing. We're not going to want to necessarily specify what parts were improvised, what parts weren't. Also, if one is improvised, then how do we decide which version of our improvised rehearsal gets recorded to be the actual showpiece or showcase? I also think that with it, we need to. Oh, by the way, Change is pretty fucking sweet. Just thought I'd mention that. Actually, it was funny that your video was about Change, because actually the morning that you posted that video, I was riding my bike, and actually that morning was actually particularly cool, and I was thinking about how fall was coming, and how just the fact, fall's my favorite season anyways, but just the fact that the seasons changed, I thought that was pretty sweet, and I mean, it's a form of change, so I was actually specifically thinking about that word that day. It's a good topic, pretty broad, so we can pretty much talk about whatever we want, so I like that, especially if we're going to be improvising in there, because you want something kind of broad. Anyways, the other thing I was been thinking about, I have this broken mirror here, and it had been propped up against this dresser across from my bed so I could make faces at it. Also, I decided it should be incorporated in the video for an artistic measure. But really what I was thinking when I got it here and was making a video, actually I thought of it a little earlier, was how in our videos we're going to have the opportunity, because it's not just live, to kind of really get into minute symmetry. And so I was thinking about just even facial symmetry. When we present in video, you can say one of us is taking the lead for an A section of our ABC. I would say whatever the line is and use certain facial expressions, and then say you were going to record over it something similar or the same line for emphasis. You could then do the exact same facial expressions, kind of matching them. And I was even thinking that it could go beyond that, and that our facial expressions don't even necessarily have to directly be tied to a typical facial expression, but instead they could be like a facial dance. I thought that's kind of an interesting idea, especially for the format that we're choosing of this spoken word, because the spoken word is often very tightly connected to the actual facial expressions that you use, and it describes just as much about what you're saying as the actual word that you're saying. So, yeah. Stop this video. Can't stop it. You can't stop this.